What's up everyone, Voodoo51292, and I am making a special update video. It's not a midweek update, it's not a channel update, it's just a regular update video. And as you can see from the title, it's addressing something I'm calling my YouTube woes. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing this beanie, I am filming this the same day as I filmed my gaming schedule update from now through the end of 2011. So yes, I'm going to make you do this. I'm plugging it. If you want to know why I'm wearing the beanie, go watch that video because I tell you why. But don't go watch it just because of this. Go watch it, go watch the whole thing because it's really important for you to know what I'm doing from now through the end of the year. So I won't explain why I'm wearing the beanie in this video. But the reason I'm making this is because I need your guys' help, okay? And I'm going to ask for it and ask what I would like you guys to do for me at the end of the video. Let me explain over the course of this video what it's about. I have all of these new subscribers now as of recently. I have over 100 now. People are starting to watch my channel, to get involved with the channel, and I'm pretty excited about it. And people are wanting to see my new game footage at the end of this year and all that stuff, which is really great. So things are going really well for me on that front, and then all of a sudden there's this brick wall that comes down that is now preventing me from having my do a smooth flow with the YouTube channel and with the gaming, and it's completely chopping off a bunch of the time I have to devote to it, and that is school returning. And you might say, well, why are you acting all surprised? You knew school was going to start. You actually started this channel right before a semester of college earlier this year, and it was fine, so why did this surprise you? Well, it didn't surprise me from that standpoint. I knew I was going to go back to school. I knew I was going to have class. But there's one class in particular this semester that is kicking my ass, and it's not so much because the material is difficult, it's because of the professor. And this class is organic chemistry. And again, you might be saying to yourself, well, you should have expected that organic is going to be one of the hardest courses, if not the hardest course you'll take in college to get a science degree. And again, I anticipated that. I've taken hard courses before. But like I said, this class is not hard because of the material, it's hard because of the professor. And the reason is because he doesn't teach anything. Okay? So let me give you my Monday through Friday schedule of when I'm at school and when I have free time. Okay? On Mondays, my first class isn't until 11:30. That's not bad. I can, wake up at around 9:30 because I have to take a shower and get on the bus and get to campus and everything. And I get off at 3:30. That's okay. I get to come home around 4 o'clock. That's alright. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I don't get home until after 6 o'clock because I have a night lab from 4:30 until 6, and I have class that morning at 10:30. So I'm at campus all day Tuesdays and Thursdays. I don't get home until after 6 o'clock. Okay? Wednesdays, I don't get home until after 7 o'clock, and I'll explain why in a minute. And on Fridays, I get out of class at 1:30 in the afternoon, which is cool. That day's fine. But Tuesday through Thursday, I get back after 6 o'clock at night, all 3 of those nights, and Wednesday after 7. So, here's the deal with organic chemistry, okay? My professor, this is basically how his lectures go. He puts up on a site, we use a site called Moodle, and basically that's a site where professors can post up assignments, their syllabi, grades and such. He posts up there for every lecture about 30 slides that we're supposed to print out and put in our binder. Then when we get to class, he basically puts slides on the board. He only uses about 5 of the slides that we had in our 30 slide email, and he only uses about 5 of them, and he uses a bunch of other slides and handouts that are not included. Okay? And this is how he basically teaches. He puts one of the slides on the board, and they're in no particular order. His lectures on Moodle are in an order, but his presentations don't go in order of his slides. He puts a random slide on the board with a random topic and basically points at it and says, let's use for example hybridization of orbitals. We'll point at it and say, yes, this is hybridization when you have you know, a substance that has 4 carbons or whatever. They all hybridize their orbitals into sp3 orbitals, and you have to know this for the test. Takes that slide off, puts another one on. Yes, this is you know, this is about electronegativity. Not that that's hard, I learned that before. So learn that for the test, and he'll take that slide off. That's his lectures. He doesn't teach anything, nothing. He just points to the slide and says, know this, and then moves on. And this is the classic example that I use already. I have a classic example. I've only been in school 2 weeks. A classic example of this style where he just doesn't teach anything, and where I had my wake-up call that I'm going to have to teach myself this course by myself from scratch. One day we go on a lecture and he starts talking about nomenclature, because in organic chemistry naming compounds is extremely important. And basically the compounds are all these carbon chains. They can have a lot of substituent molecules and things added to it, different groups, different functional groups and things like that, and you're supposed to be able to name them, and the names are insane. The names are stuff like 1,2-isopropyl, 3-ethyl butane, 5-cyclohexane. Like, those are the names, and there's all sorts of this huge list of rules about how you're supposed to start counting carbons, about which functional groups you're supposed to list first, how you're supposed to list them, you know, different suffixes that you're supposed to use. It's insane. And that's nomenclature. That's what we have to know for our first test, one of the many things. Here was his presentation on nomenclature. He puts a slide on the board, and it's got basically, you know, on the left side it's got numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on the right side it's got prefixes. And the numbers stand for the number of carbons, and the prefixes are the prefixes you put in front of the names. And he says, you know, 1 stands for meth, 2 is eth, and he goes like that. And I even said to my friend Chris, who's in that class with me, and I said, finally something that you and I understand that is easy. And that was it. And he took the slide and said, you have to know nomenclature for the test. We thought that was no problem. On Wednesday, we go to the SI session, and this is why I'm here on Wednesdays till 7, because there's an SI, which stands for Supplementary Instruction, from 5:30 to 7 at night on Wednesday nights. And the supplementary instruction, basically a guy who has gone through the course, he's like a grad student or something, did well in the course, and he offers sessions of, you know, free tutoring to try to explain it in, you know, better terms, easy to understand terms. So we go to this session. They're doing nomenclature all right, but you know what they're doing? They have insane compounds written out in formulas. They've got stick drawings with, you know, hexagons and all kinds of things coming off just in sticks and stuff. And they're naming them these insane names. And we're supposed to know from the stick structure and name all of these things with all those crazy names I talked about. And Chris and I looked at each other, we were like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, we went to lecture and he was talking about prefixes. And now we come to the SI session and this is what they're doing on nomenclature. He didn't mention anything about how complicated that was. He didn't show one example. He didn't talk about one rule. He said nothing about that kind of process, about that kind of nomenclature. Nothing at all. The only thing he said was prefixes. And at that moment I realized I'm going to have to completely teach myself this entire course, which the people in that SI session apparently already figured out because they knew what was going on, because I guess that they were reading the textbook ahead of time. And I'm sorry, but I've been in college for 2 semesters. I've taken some challenging courses already. I have a 4.0. I'm not bragging, but I'm a 4.0 student. And the only time I've cracked the textbook was to, if I wanted a more detailed explanation of something, if I wanted example problems, if I wanted to look at diagrams, or if I just wanted, you know, another explanation of the subject. I've never had to open the book to completely teach myself from scratch. Sometimes I've had to do it to get a clearer picture of the subject, like they talk about in class and it doesn't really click, so I go read the textbook. But there's no chance for it to click or unclick or anything because this guy never mentions it. So this class could, I could have no problem with this class if he would teach it in class, because I'm very good at you know, going to class, I go to class all the time. I'm very good at retaining the information that I hear in lecture, and then because of that, sometimes I have to reteach myself a little bit because it's not very clear, but, you know, I don't always, like I said, understand it the first time, but I know where to start, I know where to study, and go over what the professor said, and get it. But this guy, I have no chance of getting it because he never teaches the subject. If he taught it, I don't know, maybe I could get it like that, and this class wouldn't be that hard. It would be just like every other class, and it would be hard, but I would, again, know where to go to start. I would know to study something. I would remember the lecture, remember the examples in class. I could look at the examples he gave us, but he doesn't give examples and doesn't teach. So here's what I'm going to have to do every single day this semester. I'm going to have to take this book, which weighs about 25 pounds. Let me just see how many pages this delightful book is after I get through the 28 pages of the index, and the glossary, and the appendix. Okay, this book is just over 1,260 pages. And I'm going to have to take this book and sit down and read it myself and completely teach myself from scratch the course, because he's not going to do it. Okay? He's not going to do it. He teaches me zero. His lectures are a complete waste of my time. Complete waste. I still go to the lectures because I feel bad if I don't go, and I also go on the off chance that he'll actually teach something that day, or on the off chance that he'll give a bonus thing that I can only get if I'm there. But now keep in mind, his grading scale is highly curved. An 87 to 100 is an A. I think to fail this class, you have to get below a 40 to fail. But if he never teaches it, that's a possibility for me. So this class is why my YouTube page is, I'm not going to say it's in trouble, because I don't want to start panic. But it's in a bind, let's say that. Let me check my time. I've already been ranting for 12 and a half minutes, but it's in a bind, okay? Because this is eating up all of my time, all of it. My other classes have to kiss it because I don't have enough time to put into them when I'm putting this much time into organic chemistry on a consistent basis, okay? So that's the deal. This one class, that's right, is preventing me from doing, because every time I have free time, and I don't have a lot of it, as you heard, when I get home, I have to, you know, eat dinner, and then I have to jump into this, just to kind of stay afloat. And this is a great example of how useless his lectures are. I go into lecture on Friday, and the first 10 minutes of the class we waste because we get in there and we're holding our textbooks to take a class photo. Now, when was the last time you took a class picture? I'm pretty sure mine was in like 7th grade. Okay? A class photo. That's what we wasted the first 10 minutes of class on. The next 10 minutes of class we wasted by him talking about a document he posted on Moodle about metacognition and all of these different levels of learning and all these different levels of studying and how we should study, which is all great, but he won't give us the material to study. So we wasted 20 minutes of class on Friday learning nothing about organic chemistry because we don't learn anything in his class. He doesn't teach anything. And then my favorite was, after all this time was wasted, he said, "Alright guys, raise your hand if you feel like you're not keeping up as well as you'd like in this class." And everybody shot their hand up in the air. Everyone. Except maybe 20 people in the room. And he goes, "Oh, a few of you." Yeah, a few of you. Try 90% of your class is raising their hand saying that they can't keep up. And that did it for me, you know. And then I even considered, well, maybe I'll transfer. Maybe I'll transfer to another teacher. Maybe this guy just sucks, and I'll transfer to another teacher who actually will teach. And come to find out, according to the SI guy, there's 7 other organic chemistry teachers at the university. None of them teach. Apparently they're all like this guy, and they all don't teach. So now I finally have come to understand why organic chemistry is such a hard subject. It's not because the material is hard, it's because the teachers don't teach anything. Apparently the university hires a bunch of people and tells them to not teach the subject. That's how we make it hard. I guess they don't want people to graduate from the university to get 4.0s because they don't want to waste their gold medals that they give to people who graduate with a 4.0. They just want to hoard them and not have anyone graduate with a 4.0. So, I'm sorry I went on that rant there, but that's the reality of the situation. This class is eating up so much of my time just because I have to, or it's going to eat up so much of my time just because I have to teach myself from scratch every day, that there's not a lot of time left for YouTube. So, at the end of the day, here's what I want to ask, okay? I want to ask you guys this, to please hang in there with me, okay? Over the past day, I've already lost 3 subscribers for some reason. I had 108, now I have 105. I don't know where they're going or why, but I ask that you guys not bail, that you guys stay with me, and I'm going to make you a promise, is that I am going to find time for this channel. I am going to find time to do this. I'm going to find time to play all the games that I want to play, and I'm going to do it. Organic chemistry can suck it. I'm going to study for it. I'm going to put in a lot of time toward it, but I'm not going to kill myself. I am going to find time to relax. I'm going to find time to have fun and do what I enjoy doing. One of the things I enjoy doing the most, which is playing video games and running this channel. And an A would be extremely nice, but it's not worth killing myself over. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not worth me not having a life for 1A. It's not. It's just not worth it. And with his grading scale, I think I can get somewhere like a 75 in his class and still have a B. So it's like, I'm not saying I'm copping out, and I'm not saying that I'm not willing to dedicate myself to the class. What I'm saying is that I'm not going to kill myself for this one class. It's not worth it. It's a class, it's a grade. And even though I've always been good in school and I've always made good grades, I've always kind of been opposed to the whole grading system. And, you know, I really like my 4.0. I really want to, it's my goal to graduate college with a 4.0. But I have to understand and come to the realization that I'm in some really hard effing classes. And, you know, if I don't get the 4.0 at the end of the thing, I'll be happy with a 3.8, with a 3.9, you know what I mean? It's like, I am not going to kill myself, and I'm not going to throw everything out the window that I enjoy doing, like spending time with my friends, spending time with my girlfriend, you know, and running this YouTube channel. I'm not going to throw it all away for this one class because this guy refuses to teach. I'm not going to do it. And so, here's the thing. Content may not come up as quick as some of the other guys on YouTube, okay? Especially not as fast as DSP because nobody can upload as fast as him. But my content may come up a couple of days after some other people. I may take longer. In fact, I know I'm going to take longer to beat games than other people take. But I'm going to be doing it. And I'm going to be putting my own style on it. I'm going to be doing my own thing. And I hope that you guys will stick with me through it. And I know that I have people on my channel right now, a few, who will stick with me. Absolutely. And what I'm asking is that I get more and more and more people who are willing to do that. And so, I'm going to find time. I'm going to do this YouTube channel. I'm going to put up game footage. I'm going to play games. And I'm going to have fun doing it. Because, again, it's not worth killing myself. It's not worth making myself overly depressed for this one class. The other 3 classes I have, Calc 2, Microbiology, and Anthropology, are fine. They're normal classes. The professors teach. And yeah, it's like Calc 2, that subject's pretty hard. It takes time and it's going to take my practice. But it's a class that I know if I go back, if I do examples from homework, if I go to lecture and take notes and practice at it, I'll be fine. You know? I'm just way wigged out about organic chemistry, and I can't allow that to cloud my entire mind. I've got to slow down, and I have to, you know, if I've got to take a B this semester, then I do, okay? Because this guy won't teach. It's just something I have to accept. So, please stick with me, bear with me. That's my honest situation this semester at school. There's nothing I can do about it, except do my best. And there's only so many hours in a day. You know, Deus Ex unfortunately fell victim to the fact that I didn't have any time. And, but I'm going to try not to let that happen with any other game for the rest of the year. So, thank you guys so much. I ask that you, again, stick with me. I ask that you participate in the channel. You tell other people about my channel so that we can get even more viewers and subscribers. I am personally stoked. I am jacked up for the amount of games coming out at the end of this year, the great games that are coming up. I'm stoked about them. I'm going to play them. I'm going to have a good time doing it. And organic chemistry can freaking just, I don't know, suck my balls because I don't care anymore. I'm going to devote time to the subject. I'm going to do my best. I really am. I'm going to try to get that A in the subject and give it the finger. But I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to throw everything away that I enjoy doing for this one class. Everybody needs to take time out and relax and do things that they enjoy doing, or they'll just explode from being overworked and overstressed. Okay? So thanks, guys. I wanted to give you guys this information now so you know what's going on with me. If I talk about the fact that I don't have time to do something, that you understand why that is. And that's about it. So again, go check out my video, brand new video I just made before this one, explaining my gaming schedule update from September 2011 through December 2011 to see all the great games that I will be playing. And they just may not be up as fast or as quickly as some people would like, but they're going to be up as fast as I can possibly do it, okay? I'm going to devote myself to school, and I'm going to devote myself to this channel, alright guys? So, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you guys for the rest of the year for great game playthroughs. And please, wish me luck.